Naruto anaonewa. When we come back after the interview that we're about to have, we are going to be having that discussion. But for now, have you guys, these are the things I tell you, if you're a fan of art and culture, Monday, there are a few rituals that you have to go through. Currently, if you have not watched Poacher on Netflix, actually online everywhere, our Kenyan film Poacher that is now actually available on Netflix. If you have not done that, please give me a pale Netflix and just watch that because we are doing great. So our very own Kenyan produced, acted by Kenyan actors, everything Kenyan. The film is called Poacher, and it has actually premiered on Netflix on the 30th of September. And actually with me, just holding hapa kando kidogo, is a director, producer of the same short film, and I can't wait, and also the writer, I cannot wait to have that discussion with her. And the fact that it is actually an action-packed thriller movie produced in Kenya is just an amazing. Take a look at the trailer of the movie, then we will come back and have this conversation.
Ulipata kitu leo?
Yes.
Baki hapa.
He's a poacher for sure.
Nicola, do not go after that man.
She's sending us straight to a gang of terrorists.
Zendelea kuishi hapa. Simba anahitaji dawa.
Na atapata.
You are not the thief. But I know you know who he is.
Welcome back. This is the Lounge on Art and Culture Monday, and if that short thriller does not just make you go to Netflix and watch right now, you should be running there. But no, forbid Katu Art and Culture Monday. Let's have a conversation with the producer and writer of the film. Her name is Divina Leonard, and it is such a pleasure. It is such an honor to have you on with us. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for having us. I'm so sorry that none of us can be in studio with you, but all of my main actors are on set for something else, which is good. Work is good, especially in times of Corona. But thank you so much for inviting us here on your show.
Amazing. So, what are you actually? You are already in studio cooking up something else. Can we get a sneak peek of what you're preparing for us, guys?
Actually, we're working independently, but I'm producing a TVC.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
So it's not nearly as fun as the drama, but we've got to work.
Yes, but still, I can't wait. I know you will do an amazing job. Now, as producer and writer for the film Poacher, I don't know, take me through your creative process and the fact that it is actually a thriller, an action-packed movie. Because you're the writer, what gave you the idea of actually writing Poacher?
So I co-wrote it with a friend of mine who actually came to me with a short story, and he said, read this. It had been rejected for a different competition, and I read the short story and I said, I know these people, I've seen them before. Conservation, obviously, every Kenyan has experienced conservation, and I don't know. I just knew that the story of conservation and animals in Kenya had to be told from a different perspective. Yeah. We're all used to the documentaries and the newspaper articles, but we hadn't seen an actual drama about it. So when you start looking at the people who dedicate their lives to protecting animals, then there's a whole different new story, from the game wardens to the guys who patrol every day to the people who try and get money to fund all of these conservation programs. I mean, it was an important story to tell. So we spent 2 years writing it.
A whole 2 years. That shows there was a lot of work put into it, actually. And one of your actors, we actually hosted, we do this. This is what we do, by the way. Just look for us. Film and art is part of the business of art and culture, Monday. So a while back, we were hosting the producer and one of the actresses from a movie called Checkmate. And Brian Ogola was actually part of the cast in that movie. So I want to know, how did you get down to choosing your cast and crew?
Yes, Bro's basically the sweetheart of the moment.
Yes.
He's definitely one to watch. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of him. So basically, I was born and raised here, and I'm a theatre actor mainly.
Yes.
So I already knew a lot of guys, right?
Yes,
so I'd worked with Mina Olwenya before in stage play.
Yes.
So I knew Mina had to be in it. And then we opened up an audition.
Yes.
And it was mainly an open call, actually.
Wow.
But we knew that when we were auditioning, the acting had to be on point,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
There's no point in spending all of this time writing a script and begging for cash, which is what we have to do, and then you fall on overacted performances.
Yes.
So I knew about Lenny Juma from my time on the stage, because he's basically Kenyan royalty.
Yes.
So I knew Lenny Juma had to be in it, and he came on really early, actually. And then Mina, I said to him, listen, shut up, you have to do this for me. Mina actually auditioned for the main part.
Yes.
And then during the audition, I was like, actually, no, you're so the bad guy. And obviously, we all know him as OT from Nairobi Half-Life. So
yes.
You know, he became Hassan, and Brayo, he walked in and just stole the part of Mutua. So we just built on that.
Yes. Amazing. If you haven't heard this enough, you just chose the best, the creme de la creme of the acting industry, and I think that boosted you to some bit. Now I want to know, because Poacher has actually been the first Kenyan film to be on Netflix. What are you guys doing differently? What is the strategy that you use to make sure that this has actually gotten into a global level?
Well, although we love that title,
yes.
we never gave it to ourselves. Netflix has to be the one who checks their records and says that we are that.
Yes.
We know that there's been documentaries and all of that, but we don't know that we are the first Kenyan production.
Yes.
But we do know that in terms of a short drama,
yes.
we're there. And I just think, I mean, I'm biased, obviously, and I'm extremely proud of my baby, but
yes.
it is a different level. And I think the time that we spent
yes.
on the pre-production, getting those right actors, the actors who can really, really portray
yes.
a quiet confidence, quiet characteristics on film, sorry. And yeah, the team was so solid. We didn't rush anything. We didn't have a major budget,
yes.
which is why we only made a short,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So instead of stretching a budget and making something lower quality, we said, let's just keep what we have and make something really strong
yes.
and hope guys want more,
yes.
you know, and that's what we did. And also, to be honest, we finished filming this 2 years ago. Guys need to remember that.
Yes, 2018.
We filmed this 2 years ago. Yeah. So we've spent 2 years applying to international film festivals,
yes.
emailing guys, begging. I mean, it has not stopped.
All
so
the way.
it's a mission.
Yes. So it actually, so the point I'm getting here is pre-production is key. And then I love the fact that you made it short and sweet on just a nice, comfortable budget that will make you produce something that is amazing. That is, congratulations to you guys. You did that well. So moving on, how was working with just now, apart from the cast, the cameramen, the editors, the post-production part, how was it? What were some of the challenges that you guys encountered?
So luckily, again, I've worked with a lot of them before. We partnered with Quite Bright Films.
Yes.
And it's a very tight team. It's almost a family, because once you start working on the same projects over and over again, you get to know each other's issues, attitudes, so you can maneuver that on set, which makes everything faster and sharper, right?
Yes.
So we work together with Quite Bright, and we know each other. You know, the family vibe is there. what was really, really interesting was recreating these. If you see the film, you'll see that there's ivory, pieces of ivory.
Yes.
And there's a giant elephant carcass.
Yes.
In one of the scenes, a dead elephant. So we had to work with art department. They had a really, really big task of recreating something that was so real looking.
Yes.
And then, of course, we had to transport something that looked exactly like ivory down to Voi.
Yes.
And you know that road is just littered with cops.
Exactly.
And you have a pickup truck taking ivory down to Voi, and we had to be stopped. And guys were like, what are you doing?
Of course, I know. Has this opportunity, being on Netflix is a big deal. First, before we get even there, how are you feeling about it? How are you feeling that your baby has made it this far?
It's weird. It's weird. It is really weird. It's again, it's a 2-year process. So
yes.
I just, you know what? I have to say thank you to everyone, because guys have really, really come through for us. We were worried that, haters will always be there, but actually the response has been so positive, and this can only be good for the industry,
yes.
for the country, as guys can see that we can make amazing work. So hopefully they come here and make it with us,
Exactly. Has this opportunity opened up doors for you guys and for the Kenyan film industry at large?
I think that's going to be a longer process, because guys will start seeing, oh, okay, cool. And then they'll start Googling. I mean, it's definitely been massive on social media. We all have a group of cast and crew on WhatsApp, and they're all just like, oh, wow, people are just adding me from nowhere and asking me questions. And guys just need to remember that this is a long process, and we're all just trying our best, right?
Yeah, yes. So what, as we conclude this, what would be your word to Kenyan filmmakers? What would you tell them? What is that one thing? Because, of course, you are set apart. So what is that one thing that you would tell them to do?
Do you know what I think the most important thing out of all of this, and I've been thinking about this a lot, is work with people who you trust,
yes.
and love is a strong word, but you trust like your family,
yes.
because they will have your back. And you can work positively and slowly and surely. Do you know what I mean? And you can get there.
Yes. Amazing. It was amazing catching up with you, Divina, and I cannot wait. I actually cannot wait to have you produce more films. You have told me right now you're working on a TV series. Are there any other short films that we are expecting from you as we conclude?
We actually have written a whole series and a feature. So I'm hoping Netflix guys will give us some cash after they see our film, and then we can make more here.
Amazing. I can't wait to have you back here, of course, on Art and Culture Monday. We will always have our doors open for you. Anytime, as long as you're producing, we are here to make sure that we are giving you the airplay that you so rightfully deserve.
Next time, I'm going to be in studio in person, I promise.
You better be. Thank you. And thank you very much for joining us. It was such a pleasure. We appreciate very much. Finally, I want you to say hi to 1 or 2 people before we close on Art and Culture Monday.
I want to say hi to Brio and Mina and Shaviske, because they're on set and I'm doing this for them.
Thank you very much.
Work hard, guys.
Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. Hope that you have enjoyed that interview. It was so insightful, so sweet. She has such a sweet personality. Thank you so much, Divina. We are going to take a very short break.